Hello, everyone. My name is Steve Seeger, and I'm the host of the Pieces of Impact podcast. I got a quick solo episode here for you. And if you're new here on this podcast, I document conversations with impactful people across business, fitness, fishing, sports, among other things. But I've seen a lot of, I don't know the right word, but just kind of fluff and crap out there about fitness and wellness. So I thought this would be a valuable little quick one for what, in my opinion, are the three most important things for your health. You don't even have to listen to the rest of the episode. I'm going to just literally talk about diet, sleep, and movement. Those are the three big things that you need to improve. If you take nothing else away from this, it's that. You can stop now. I don't care. But I'll try to give you some tips for each and how, if I was completely restarting from scratch, what I would do if I were in your shoes, trying to improve my health and wellness. So I got some notes here written down. But the first thing is I would probably focus one at a time on mastering each of these. So let's just say you choose diet. That's the very first thing that you want to master, and then you'll slowly stack on movement and sleep. So we'll start, let's say, the first month of this wellness journey that you're going on. First thing that you want to do is understand the amount of food that you're putting into your body. So I would recommend tracking your calories and trying to be in a slight deficit. Now, I understand some people don't want to sit and take a picture of their food or try to fiddle with an app every time that they eat. And I get it. I mean, I completely understand. But there's so many easy ways right now, especially with AI, to just estimate how many calories you're putting in your body. So even if it's you're taking a picture of your plate of food and asking ChatGPT, hey, how much can you estimate how many calories this is? It's very straightforward. There's like paid apps that you can use too. I mean, I used one, I should say, called Macro Factor. It was like $12 a month. And that's probably my favorite one that I've used for this. But there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. Even if you just have your calculator app open and you're ballparking how many calories you're putting in your body every day, that should be your goal here. It's more so just to learn how many calories you're actually consuming. Um, and another important thing to do, I would say at the beginning of this, is there's BMR calculators. There's a ton of them out there. You can look them up online, and those will estimate how many calories that you're going to burn each day at rest. And that's going to give you a baseline, just a target that okay, say I go on this calculator and I see, okay, I'm probably burning around, let's say 3,000 calories as an example a day. Then I would typically try to eat around 25 to 2,700 calories a day. And that will keep you in a slight deficit, where if weight loss is your goal, then that's what you're doing there. But I mean, there's different goals for everyone. If you're trying to gain muscle, you'll probably want to be in a slight um, surplus. So you'll want to be around 31 to 3,200 calories, or maybe even more. It just depends on what you're trying to do. In my case, I'm trying to burn fat, build a little bit of muscle. So in order to do that, I need to be slightly below what I'm eating. And the biggest thing here too is that tracking is going to create awareness, and awareness is going to change your behavior. So people call this the Hawthorne effect. It's simply knowing that you're being measured is going to make you more intentional about the goal that you're trying to achieve. So over time, what you're going to do is you're going to learn what portion sizes, food types, and meal timing help you feel full while also staying in that deficit still. And it's really just an education around food, because I think a lot of people struggle with portion sizes. I do personally. And you don't have to do this forever. Just do it for a month just to learn. And it'll be amazing if you're able to stick to that deficit consistently over that period of time, the results that you'll actually see. And you'll also start to notice that you'll want to eat whole foods, which are, I think, the way I've heard it described, things that had a mom or dad or grew in the ground, basically. And those will help you stay fuller for longer and feel healthier and better. You'll be able to eat more food while consuming less calories. So let's say you knock that out, you get diet down in the first, call it month, and then month two, you're going to stack on the movement part of your wellness goal. So this one is very simple. Um, just try to get 10,000 steps a day. You don't need to overthink this. If you want to go and lift, run, do whatever it is to create movement in your day that's going to help you. But my goal for this episode and just for example's sakes is walk 10,000 steps a day. It's actually easier than you would think it would be. So, I mean, find little bits of time in between your day, whether it's right after lunch, early in the morning, walk your dog. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. You don't even need to have like a nice wearable or anything to track it either. You can buy like a step counter on Amazon for like 10 bucks. And I think 10,000 steps a day, it seems like a lot. It's only, I mean, I think it's roughly 4 to 5 miles, which let's just say you're walking about an hour or two a day. And throughout your day, if you're moving and you're being intentional about it, you'll probably find that it's easier than you think to hit this goal. But it's very, very simple. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time here. Just get steps. So that's your diet, your movement. You got both those down. We'll say that you did each one for the first 2 months. Um, add it on though, obviously. In month three, you're going to add on focusing on sleep. So at this point, you've locked down, you know how much food you're putting into your body. You have a basic understanding of how many calories are in an egg, how many calories are in that bowl of cereal that you would eat. You know how much you burn. You're moving every day. You'll find that the sleep part starts to come naturally once you get these two down. They all kind of tie into a circle with one another. But month three, that's my favorite pillar, sleep. So you can get a wearable. Like I use a Whoop. It's pretty straightforward. It is a little pricey, but wearables are easy and make I think there's less friction in tracking your sleep. But if you wanted to find like a budget friendly way to track your sleep, write down on a notebook when you put your phone down for the night, if you have your phone in your room, which is something we'll get into in a minute. But just track how many hours you're getting and aim for about 7 to 8, maybe a little more if you can, hours of sleep each night. And if you're right now at like 6, just work your way up. Try to get to 6.5, and then maybe try to get to 7, and then add another 30 minutes a couple weeks later. It doesn't all have to happen at once, but it will impact your day. It is incredible how much easier everything else will get when your sleep is in line. It's easier to eat healthier because your ghrelin and your leptin, which are the hunger and fullness hormones, those get all out of whack when you aren't sleeping well. So it'll make your dieting easier. You'll want to be in the gym more. You'll want to be moving more because you'll feel better. And there's a couple of tips I wrote out too for sleeping. Um, no screens for 1 hour before bed. I never do this. I probably should, but it is very helpful in the times that I have tried it. Consistent bedtime actually goes a long way. If you maintain a consistent bedtime and wake up time, even on the weekends, I know it's tough if you're going out and you want to have a social life, so that's fine. But during the week, at least try to have your sleep routine consistent. And in the morning, you probably hear so many people preach this, but just get morning sunlight, at least 5 to 10 minutes outside early in the day. That will set your circadian rhythm in effect. And basically, it sets a clock in your body. So at some point later that night, when you're starting to wind down, your body will start releasing melatonin, which will make you feel sleepy. And it'll help you fall asleep easier at that set time that you train your body to feel. If it's cloudy out, just spend a little more time outside. You might need to spend, instead of 5 to 10 minutes, 15 to 30. That's a lot of time outside. But if you're aligning that with your daily movement, so those steps that you're trying to hit, just go out and take a 15 to 20-minute walk in the morning. And it feels really good, and it'll clear your head and you'll be ready to take on the day. And then one of the other things I recommend with sleep is take a 5 to 10 minute walk after your last meal. It is going to help you it's going to help you a lot. I mean, it helps you with moving the food through you. I'm sure a lot of people probably do this already, but also being outside, taking that walk, your brain's going to produce more melatonin when the sun's coming down, and it's naturally your body's feeling like, okay, it's time to wind down. I'm not going to get all scientific here. I'm not an expert in the hormones. I mean, go watch Andrew Huberman episode if you want to dig deep on this. But my takeaway is that evening sunlight and a walk after a meal goes a long way. And then try to have some kind of a routine to wind down. So if it does include a walk and then maybe a warm shower, or some people journal, meditate, you could sauna a little bit before bed. I don't like to do it too close to the time that I get into bed, but maybe an hour or two before bed. That's nice. I like to just sit on my couch and watch a YouTube video in like a dark room. That's probably what you shouldn't do because you're in front of a screen, but that's my wind down routine. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then when you do finally get in bed, you need total darkness. So if there's any LED lights in your rooms or little clocks that are making a little bit of light, it will help you a lot more than you think to cover them. So try to do that, and then try to have a cool environment in your room, like 65 degrees Fahrenheit, or lower, or just really what's as cold as you can comfortably manage. But again, start slow, build your way up to about 7.5 to 8.5 hours of sleep. That will be a good spot. So I'm going to wrap this. This was a pretty quick one, solo one, a little different than the previous solo episodes, but I think it's valuable. At the end of the day, like I said, if you focus on your diet, daily movement, and sleep, your health and overall wellness, it all kind of falls into place and they form a symbiont circle. So if you get one in order, it helps with the other two, and it just keeps going around. So if you listen to nothing else in this episode, just try to focus on those three things and find ways that you can sustainably keep these habits over a long period of time. You don't have to overwhelm yourself and do it all at once. Just do it little by little and stack over a period of time, and that will make the progress easier. But thanks for listening. I hope this was a quick, valuable one, and I'm looking forward to getting more guest interviews out there for you.